Welcome to the channel, guys. Got a couple things heading out to do right now this evening, and then I wasn't gonna do it before Streetcar Takeover, but a 1,000 horsepower truck that runs 9s and traps in the 140s on low boost decided he wanted to get a roll in with somebody, and I figured I might as well be the one to do it. So got the drag tires on here right now. The rears are pretty bad. I'm gonna have to put new ones on before Streetcar Takeover. I thought they're gonna make it, but they're not. But gonna go run a couple errands. Then I'm gonna meet up with this guy with the truck. Seems like a super cool dude, and it's definitely a fast truck. I don't know how much power he puts down. I didn't ask. I know it's probably well over my horsepower. I mean, it has to. It's a truck. It's heavier. So, you know, good for him for wanting to get that thing out there. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Gonna be a little bit later. Obviously, it's a little ways to get to Mexico. So we'll make sure we get some good video of that, and should be a good time. We'll see how it goes.
After hours got me charged.
Kitty Killer C5 versus, I don't know what we can call this. Bumblebee, I think they were calling that truck. God, why won't you focus? There we go. A little bit better. So, okay, so we'll call this the Bumblebee GMC versus the Kitty Killer C5. So, should be a good run tonight, but stay tuned. That's a sick-ass GMC, man. What's all done to it?
So, stock bottom 6.0, 78, 75 VS Racing Turbo, Cam.
Who's tuned it?
Aaron from Mall Out.
Nice.
Tuned it, 480E, and 342 gears.
You said you normally run it on the track. What's your best trap speed? What's your best ET? Quarter mile.
9.9, 141.
Nice. That was your first 9? Hell yeah. Awesome. So how long have you had the truck?
I've had the truck for like 5 years.
Been working on it the whole time? It's a beaut, man. Definitely excited to see it run tonight. Good luck.
Thank you, bro.
Sick ass car, man.
Thanks, dude.
We've definitely featured this car a few times. I'm sure a lot of people have seen this car before, but could you give us a quick refresher as to what's all done to it?
It is stock trans, stock diff, stock rear end, stock axle, stock suspension, just a forged motor, Outlaw race engine on the west side. They put a
Shout Jason.
What's up, Jason? Bill, all the love into the car. Bill over at AEM, he pulled the motor, pulled the trans, fixed the clutch stuff that got messed up. Somebody else did. Put the motor back together, redid the heads, did everything. So shout out to Bill over at AEM for doing all that stuff for me. So
nice. We see a lot of cars that are tuned by Bill, so
he does pretty good work, obviously, because they're putting it down on the streets. So.
Definitely.
ESS tuning supercharger. They do a lot of Euro stuff, and so they wanted to try out on the muscle car stuff, and seems to be working pretty good. Just a little supercharger.
Awesome. Best ET?
970 at 144 with a 14060 stick shift.
144. So he said he did a 9.9 last night, I believe, at 148. Yep. So
on low boost.
On low boost. So
I'll guarantee that thing's turned up now.
Oh, you know it.
I hope it is. I hope it is. I want the best it can do, and I'll try to do the best I can do.
Excellent. It's gonna be a good run.
Yep.
All right, man. Good luck. By the way, we got a celebrity out here for those of you that know Mr. Dallas here. Mr. CBR Humiliator over here. Dude, I can't believe how viral that video went. That was so crazy. I think that thing got like 800,000 views, something like that.
Hey, we're back in the game. Kitty Cat's done. Camaro's almost done. We're back in the game.
Oh, we can't wait, man. I know I saw the Kitty over at Outlaw last time I was there, and
Trans is done. Rear end goes in next week. Motor build starts in about a month and a half when the crank gets here. So
can't wait.
Looking for low 8s.
Oh man. Then you will definitely. Well, yes, you're still you beat the other Hellcat, right? The other. Okay, so with
fastest Hellcat in the state.
With the other driver. Well, that was Matt that was driving at the track, right?
Yeah.
So with Matt driving, you had the fastest Hellcat in the state. So
that's true.
Yep. And now you're gonna have the fastest Hellcat, maybe in the United States.
We're going for the world record.
For the world record. There we go. Well, I want to be along for that ride. So.
You're in.
first. Big fucking flames. Guys, welcome back again. Was it a good night in Mexico for us? Went out there, ran that truck, and the car did okay. I wish I could say it was perfect, but it wasn't. My bad for not going out and testing earlier. Instead of testing on the way to Mexico, I should have tested earlier in the day, so that's my fault. Truck was fast. The guys are super cool. The thing was, come to find out, they threw, I don't even know how much nitrous it has on it. I've heard up to 200 shot on that thing. I know they upped the horsepower, 200 horsepower from when they ran the 9.9 at 141. So they threw some power at it. Unfortunately for me, I mean, we won, which was good. It was a good race, a great race on video. It looked good. But my car is not running right at all. And I'm gonna throw out excuses or say things or not, but it's the honest truth. I've never been dishonest on this channel. So I had some kind of spark issue. It was not picking up power over 5,500 RPMs. It just fell flat. It felt like it was a torque hit, and then it just died. And the last time I did this and it kind of cut out up top, it was plug wire. One of them melted. So I actually pulled all the plug wires in the parking lot. I had swapped out plug wires thinking I'd go to these ceramic ones and see how these things did. They're supposed to hold the heat better and whatnot. So I tried these Excel ones. I don't know. I think I got one of them. I think one of them's bad, or at least one of them. It was cutting out pretty good. Almost as bad as when I had a actual melted plug wire before, one of the AC Delco ones that I had. So I went back to stock. Going back to stock plugs, these things, as long as you keep them kind of centered with the heat shields, they do awesome. These things are a little bit longer, so they actually, when they're on, they kind of swivel and move, and they're slack, so they push up against the header. So that's what I think's happening. I think I'm gonna have one. I got a couple off here right now. Going with all new plugs, brand new plug wires, putting the caps on the shields. Hopefully this gets it back. Then I'm gonna test it out. And good news is I have a new intercooler coming. That thing will be here tomorrow. Doug over at ECS got one made real quick for me. I still have their little baby intercooler. This thing, it's made to go up to about 1,000 horse, he said, and I'm already pushing. When I peak out with the smaller pulley, I'm pushing that. He goes, yeah, you're at the max. So we went with the bigger intercooler, their race intercooler, and see how that goes. So we're doing final prep right now for Streetcar Takeover. We're gonna throw that intercooler on tomorrow. I'm gonna do the plugs and wires right now, go out and test, make sure it's working good, make sure the belt is on there good and tight, make sure that's not slipping. I don't know if that's an issue or not, but it definitely was missing some spark the other night, and I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. Still won, we did good, won some money. There's a lot of money changed hands on that, but the car wasn't running how it should have been. It should have been it should have been a gap, but whatever. You know, those guys threw all they had at that truck, which is fantastic. I wanted to run it at its best. And it's almost 1,000 pounds heavier than this. People think this is light, but this car was 3,550 pounds without any boost stuff on it. So with all the boost, intercooler, piping, the supercharger itself, I imagine this thing is somewhere around 3,700 with me in it. It was 3,550 with me in it before without any sort of goodies on it. So I imagine with me in it with nitrous, or I'm not with nitrous, with the supercharger stuff, it's gonna be about 3,700. And I think that truck was right around 3,600, 3,700, maybe, I don't know. So right around 1,000 pounds heavier. It isn't as, you know, Hellcats are heavier. So, I mean, it's not that heavy of a truck, but it is, I mean, it's heavier than this, obviously, but that's all part of the game. I mean, you bring your best every time you run, and if you win, you win, you lose, whatever. So, gonna get this thing dialed in and make sure it's ready for Streetcar Takeover and see what we can do. So I'm gonna get to it and get these plugs on. All right, fellas. Swapped out all the plugs. They all look perfect. Did find coil pack was having some issues. Broken, stuff was wedged up in there and bent. I don't know how that happened, but I mean, whatever, doesn't really matter. Tightened up the belt. I'm probably stupid and should have checked that out first. I check all the fluids and everything, top off the mat, check the oil, you know, make sure I'm full of fuel. Check all that out before I go race. I probably should have checked on the belt. I hadn't checked it in a while. I hadn't been running it very tight because the pulley's a little bit bigger. Left a little bit of power on the table, obviously, but it's gonna be good. Tomorrow, when intercooler comes, I'm gonna swap that thing out on the car. It's got 2 blow-off valves instead of just the one. It has a lot of pressure pushing through it when you're neutral throttle or just chilling. So it doesn't have anywhere to go, I guess, is what happens when you have a lot of air moving. So with the 1 blow-off valve, I can't really keep up. So it'll have the 2 on there. And then got new tires coming. So those should be here tonight. Intercooler tomorrow, so I'll get all those put on here. Do a little bit more prep. And I'll probably do a good meltdown of those old tires before I put the new ones on. So we'll see how that goes. And make some adjustments. I'll go to Bill's place and we'll go and do a couple things on the car, adjust the tune for the new intercooler and also as well for running down to Tucson. Elevation's a little bit different, higher DA, and it's gonna run slower down there. It's not gonna be as fast, but hopefully the adjustments will make it work decent enough down there to have some fun. So we'll get that installed tomorrow, and I'll catch up with you then.